I'm sure a lot of you are here for the giveaway, but I'd like to tell you to stay and watch. Get to know that Fed because we got a big guest today. Trying to get him joined in. What the hell is going on? But once we get him in, sure more people will join. Come on, Instagram. Here, maybe I'll invite him and it'll change. AFBW's unable to join. Alright. We're gonna get off real quick. Invite him one more time. If not. Oh, there he is.
Hey, what's up, man?
Alrighty. What's up, man? How's everything? Oh, by the way. There's the figure for anyone that wanted to see it, by the way. So, we got 15 in here. I think that's probably, well, back almost to 20. Nope. It's dropping. It's all over the place. But we had 113 people enter the giveaway. It is for the Supreme Cody. Someone wanted to see show it off in the live, so this is it.
That's a great figure.
Yeah. Nothing stolen out of it. It's not replaced with a basic, so it's the real deal. So try to find the winner here. Get the ropes out of the way. You have to be following me, so I'll be checking that. And we gotta scroll down. The CFC1. I think he just messaged me not too long ago about it. So congrats. I know he follows me. He might be in the live. Let's check. No, but everyone that is the winner, we will check to see if he's following us. Let's see here. It was search CFC1, I believe, right? Yeah, there he is. Yep. He does follow me, so there's your winner. Hopefully he's in.
Hey, congrats.
Yeah. Hopefully he's not out of the United States, or he can pay for the shipping, because I don't really want to pay an arm and a leg, because I already spent an arm and a leg for the figure. But hopefully everyone stay. We're here with AOPW, one of the biggest pick feds in the game today, and this is the biggest one yet. I'm glad he joined us here to start 2023 off. If you guys are interested in doing this, I am available in February. I have openings, so just message me and we can get this scheduled. But I always like to start everything off, kind of get a feel of how long someone's been doing this. So when did you start your pick fed?
So I started AOPW in 2019, I think, but I started pick fedding with my YouTube fed. That was
BTW said. Can you hear me? You're cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, my internet's a little spotty right now. But yeah, 2017 was around the time I started pick fedding. Yeah.
All right. So pretty longer than a lot of people. So, but not as long as Texas Wrestling Federation. That's crazy. He's been doing it that long. But who are clearly here's one of your champions right here. He's crazy, man. Crazy. So currently you're showing off one of your champions right now in Sting. Who are some of your other current champions in AOPW? You there? Okay. Mm-hmm.
Um, oh no, I also still currently have my BTW fed.
BT what? All right, we got some issues. Some people can't hear you, so.
Can you hear me?
Oh, a lot of the
Okay.
people can't hear you. You're cutting out.
Okay. It's cutting out. Yeah. Okay. Let me exit out and come back in.
All right. All right. For people that didn't know, the CFC1. Actually, I'll just message him very quick. Is your winner? I think he just recently followed me because he's. So we'll message him right quick. You won. Hey, there he is. Hey, the CFC1. You are the winner. Are you located in the United States? And here's proof of that. The CFC1. And if you guys ever want to do this, this is the site, wsk.co, giveaway, comment, winner, picker. So you can do that. So let's get AOPW back in here. I think he was just in here. Yeah. All right. He just requested. Accept. Hopefully it works. Alrighty. Sure. What's up, everyone? Trying to get AOPW in here. He's having a little difficulties with sound, and he's freezing up. We might need to close out on my end. Try again. He's just getting set up. But for the people that didn't understand earlier, he started in 2017. I think he said it was BTW or BFW. I can't remember on YouTube. And then in 2019, he started AOPW. So, but nope. All right, I'm gonna message him real quick. I'll be right back. But we will try to get this going. Maybe he needs a host. I don't know. But hopefully you guys can all join back in a few minutes. Sorry about the difficulties here. We'll try again one more time. I'll message you more at the end of the live, but you can message me. I've been doing this.
Okay.
Can
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I've been having internet issues, so it's gonna be cutting in and out, I think, unfortunately.
That's all right.
Hopefully it doesn't do it again.
Been doing this for a couple months, AEW pick fed. But yeah, we can hear you pretty well on my end at least. So,
Okay, cool, cool. Hopefully, stay like that.
all right, we'll try to get. I'll try to get through this a little faster so you don't die out on us.
Sorry.
But I lost my page. But yeah, I've been doing this for a few months. But we were on your current champions. All I could catch was I know Sting's one of your champions. I know you
Hmm.
said Britt Baker's was your women's,
Hmm.
and then I caught Dax Harwood in there, and
Hmm.
then I heard the New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I didn't really get it all. So you want to?
Um, yeah, so I incorporate a lot of the, hey, AEW, what's up, man? Um, yeah, I got a lot of New Japan ones. So Eddie is my IWGP champion. AJ is my US champion. Hangman is my Intercontinental champion, and these are all under the IWGP banner. Uh, and I use them because I love those belts, and I have them, so I might as well use them.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and tag champs are the Lucha
yeah. I have
Bros.
those too. The Lucha Bros are your tag champions.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
yeah.
So in wrestling, you do a lot of rivalries. It's the biggest part of all storylines. What's your current biggest rivalry, and what's your favorite / best rivalry in AOPW?
Right now, the biggest rivalry is probably Batista and Roman. I've been teasing that one since last summer. Um, and without giving up too much, it's going to culminate into something. So that one's going to pay off at some point. And as far as my biggest rivalry, that's a tough one. I think I'd have to go with Mox versus Orton was a really big one for me. Um,
Mhm.
so that one lasted about a year, two or so, and ooh.
Wow.
And then I did Adam Cole and Shawn Michaels for a while, so that was a pretty cool rivalry that we had back in the early days of AOPW.
Yeah, yeah, and that's always great to have history like that. Someone been doing this for so long, you can go back and look at what you did before, and it's just so crazy to see how much you improved and all that. So
Yeah.
that's great. So kind of gave us some of your future plans with that rivalry there, but what are some of your other plans of 2023 and hopefully 2024?
Well, I just actually wrapped on my Rumble. I just finished filming that yesterday. So that's due. I'm probably gonna put
Awesome.
that out in about 2 weeks. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Um, and the Rumble is pretty much gonna set up, I'd say about 60% of what my Mania show is gonna be. So in April or March, I'm not sure yet. That's gonna be All Out Mania 5. Um, and yeah, that's usually a big boy, so I'm pretty excited for that show. Gonna try a bunch of new stuff. Got a bunch of new people, new players to use, so it'll be fun. Um, I want to do more YouTube stuff as well, so I'll probably be incorporating my old BTW fed. I'll be probably doing some more video pick feds this year. My goal is to do
Wow.
4. Yeah, yeah, while doing AOPW and any other miscellaneous stuff. And then at the end of the year, uh, TWF has his big Christmas bash, which I believe the next one is 25. So
Yeah, that's
that'll,
insane.
yeah, that'll be a fun. I'm sure I'm going to be building up to something big for that one, and I know he's planning something big as he usually does. And this one's a big one for him, 25. So I know he's going to
Yeah.
be absolutely insane on it. But so yeah, just a couple of the things. I want to get a all women's event in there, at least one or two. Uh, uh,
Hmm.
whenever I do women's matches, they aren't usually the most popular, but I actually really enjoy filming those. Those figures don't get enough credit, so I'm going to try to work them in as much as I can. Um, Without saying any spoilers, but I did the women's rumble, and there's a figure that I just recently obtained, and she poses fantastic, and I had an absolute blast with her. So I'm expecting to give her a push sometime this year. I won't say who because it's kind of a spoiler, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
understand. I understand.
I'm very excited to try to kind of like shine a little more light on the women figures because I mean, there's a not that there's money on it, but we're leaving money on the table on this one because there's a lot of good ones. There's some bad ones out there, but there's some really good ones, and I
Yeah,
want to use them. So yeah,
yeah.
and
That's what I'm.
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, and 2024, absolutely nothing yet.
Yeah, you're not super crazy and playing 4 years ahead, so something we have in common. But yeah, on the women figures, I want to do the same thing. It's so hard to book women. I'm like Tony Khan over here. I can't think of any good storylines for women, and I'm kind of choking on them. So that's why I got my Riot Rumble, which is going to
Hmm.
be my Royal Rumble. So
Hmm.
I'm just doing a women's one this year and not a men's one. So there's going to be a lot of women in my companies coming
Oh,
in. So
good,
hopefully I can use
good.
them. I'm
Yeah, and
surprised I actually got 30 to use. So
oh wow, that's actually more than me. I only had 20, so I did a 20
uh,
women.
I was going to do
I,
20 so I didn't have so many new faces, but I was like, heck with it. It's
that's the
my
fun of it.
second pay-per-view ever, so I want to go big. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
and then you can kind of see which figures your followers are gonna like react to. Like, oh, hey, I noticed that people are really paying attention to so and so. Maybe I can incorporate her more into the fed. You know what I mean? Like, there's a little bit of that
yeah,
too. Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So you just mentioned you finished your Rumble.
Hmm.
You just mentioned your WrestleMania. I forget what you All Out
All
Mania.
out, yeah, that's my secret cap. It's either All Out Rumble, All Out Mania. It's not very creative, but it's
It's all right. WWE and all those people already came up with all the names. Can't really think of
exactly,
anything really good. So,
exactly.
so what else? How many pay-per-views do you do a year?
Man, great question. I know Texas uses his notebook, but I use a spreadsheet, and
Mm-hmm.
I was actually looking at like, well, how many am I gonna do? I would like to say I do one a month, but there's a couple of months in there where I probably don't.
Mm-hmm.
I have about five or six that are like I absolutely have to do these. So like the Rumble, the Mania. I have one in the summer called Finest Hour. I did
Mm-hmm.
one in the fall that was called Fall Classic. So all these I will be doing again this year. But then when I feel like, well, they're kind of too far in between, but I don't have time to do a full-on show, I'll do what's called in your phone, kind of like a in your house. So there's smaller,
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote pay-per-views. Maybe there'll be three or four matches. Maybe the main event's not even the AOPW title. It'll be maybe like a mid-card title match or something, just to kind of shine more light on the other storylines, and it gives me some an opportunity to kind of like save my bigger matches for bigger events or whatnot. So yeah, besides the ones I just mentioned, I'll also be doing in your phones, and I got a couple
Mm-hmm.
planned, plus a couple of the women pay-per-views that I'm going to try to get out as well.
Well, that sounds great. Speaking of in your phone, I'm kind of thinking of the same thing with Never Broken. So
Oh,
it's
cool.
kind of my
That's a
going to be
cool
my
name.
NXT takeover type pay per
Yeah,
view for my developmental brand. But
exactly. No, that's awesome.
yeah. Oh, all right. These are top five questions here. One of them normally doesn't get answered all the time, but we'll start off with the easy ones here. What are your top five pick feds right now? You can do stop motion, video, whatever kind of fed.
Ooh, that's tough. So I'll say Texas because he'll hit me if I don't say Texas. No, of course. I mean, without Texas's Fed, his was the launching pad for AOPW and
Yeah.
BTW. So I always have to mention like how influential that one was, and also Harrison on YouTube or for Non-Dog on Instagram, his fed was how I learned to do the stop motion stuff. So, or not even stop motion, but like the pick fed, like I
Pick feds in
essentially,
general, yeah.
yeah, I copied his format. How my guys run, it was essentially came from how his guys run, hit the ropes. Like I just
Huh.
mimicked his, and eventually it turned into how I do it. But I know it was his was the stuff that kind of like, oh wow, like I think I want to do this. Um, Got to mention Good Brothers, CWF, WEW, IG King. There's so many. I can't even,
Yeah.
and it's not even fair. Yeah, it's not even fair.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Just all pick feds in general.
Yeah, love all
So
you guys. Love all you guys.
absolutely. So there's a lot of pick feds that are under the radar. I don't know if you can. I'm up in the 800 area
Mm-hmm.
right now with followers, but there's some lower guys with 200. Like Showdown Wrestling doesn't have many big follower, and I think
Mm-hmm.
he's pretty great. What are
Mm-hmm.
some of your most underrated pick feds right now?
Man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. So I'm gonna give up one of my secrets. I'm terrible at remembering um, the initials.
Right.
I usually
Right.
remember their icons, and oh man, this might be the question where I might not be able to answer it right now, but maybe I can like message them to you later. Maybe we can post them
Alrighty.
because I do want to answer this question because I think it's important to kind of like shine light on a lot of feds.
That people
Um,
wouldn't know. Yep.
exactly. I've been talking to this one Fed in particular, Reslo, and he's been talking to me, and he's been working on the backgrounds trying to get his Fed started. We've been talking for almost like a year and a half or two, and he's very meticulous. He's got notes. He's written out full on programs. I was like, all right, man, when are you going to shoot? He's like, I'm not sure.
Right.
But
Right.
he has I mean, he has a Bible for his stuff, and like, and nobody knows about it yet.
Wow.
I'm like, my God, I feel like I'm sitting on like a gold mine. I was like, dude, just start doing this stuff. And, the people, they will come. If you build it, they will come. I promise you. Like, just
Right.
get it out. Yeah, yeah. But there are a lot of people, and I do want to shine a light on them. So I'll be getting with you tonight later, and I'll make sure to send you the list and we can post it.
Alrighty. Sounds great.
Yeah.
This one's the one a lot of people don't like to answer because it's kind of rude, but a little. I don't think it's too rude, but there's a lot of overrated people that are got a big following, and you just
Mhm.
like, man, their stuff is not good. Not what I like. Their posing's bad.
Mhm.
They're You don't like the music. You want to see the commentary, or the way they format their stuff. You just don't
Mhm.
like. What are some of the? If you want to answer, you don't have to. What are some of the overrated people you think?
I won't say if they're overrated, but I'll say like
Mm-hmm.
the kind of pick fed videos that I lean towards, or
That you don't like.
IG accounts. I don't necessarily lean towards like the motion ones, like the video ones. It's not really
Uh-huh.
my thing. I like photography. I know that
Yeah.
there's a couple of video feds out there, and not saying that they're bad or overrated. It's just not my flavor of ice cream. They're on
Yeah.
chocolate.
I understand.
I'm on cookies and cream or whatever. Like it's. Um,
Yeah.
but I'll never say that anyone's like overrated or doesn't deserve it because I mean, like we're all here, we're all doing it. We all have the exact same toys. We hopefully are trying to get all the
Right.
same setup. And
Mhm.
if they're doing good, that means there's people out there that are wanting to watch this kind of content, and maybe it's only a matter of time before those people eventually find my channel or your channel or the
Mhm.
channel that only has 2 followers. So I'm on the side of like we need all the weird ones out there, and I'll
Right.
use weird as subjective because maybe mine is weird, and it could be.
Right.
But we need it because I see a lot of good feds that keep saying, "Well, guys, the passion's gone. I'm out." I was like, "No."
Yeah. Just man, there's like two really big ones I just saw this week
Yeah.
that are just I'm just not and I understand. I sometimes I just want to just smash on my fingers and just stop because they're just being a pain. But
Yeah.
it's just at the end of the day, it's still fun and great to do. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm as much as I'm a wrestling mark, I'm a toy mark, and this is
yeah,
just kind of the perfect storm for me. But and Ninja Turtles, I'm
exactly.
really into Ninja Turtles right now. So all those figures, I'm broke
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, same here, same here. And I'm just wrestling figures right now, so I don't want to get into anything else. But
I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you.
so all right, but a little bit more on that end. That's why I added this second fed because I noticed a lot of people don't like the video
Hmm.
feds, and that's what I was doing most of the time. So
Hmm.
now I'm just doing a little short pick fed with this Horizon. This is some of the people on the roster here, just
Hmm.
some lower tier guys you wouldn't really put in your pick fed, so or video fed, whatever you want to say
Oh yeah,
nowadays. But yeah,
and
that's kind of a reason why I did that.
hey, and man, like you know, and not to make it sound like pig fed is like all high and mighty. And IG ones, I remember there, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it might still even happen now, but there's a time that like, oh, your IG is not a pig fed. The stuff on YouTube's are pig feds. I was like, well, I mean, okay, but I mean, it's we're all taking pictures. We're all you know doing our best to
Right?
put on quote unquote shows. You know, it's you know, so we're all just can we all just get along?
Yeah. I mean, I'm taking all pictures. I'm not. I don't
Exactly.
understand why people say video feds not pick feds and stuff, but
Yeah, I mean,
that's a whole thing we could talk forever. So
absolutely.
we'll
Yeah.
move on from that. So said you're a wrestling mark. What are some
Yes.
of your favorite matches in wrestling history?
Oh my. The my go-to one for the longest time was always Michaels and Brett from WrestleMania 12. I'm a big Shawn Michaels guy. That was my guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, and but Michaels and Taker from 25. I was at that
Oh
one.
yeah. Oh
That was a
wow.
game changer. Yeah. Anything from WrestleMania 17 because I was also at that one, and that one literally changed my life. That Mania was just unbelievable.
Wow.
Okada and Omega from Kingdom, I think 11. Was it 11? I think it was 11. That first one
I
they
don't know. I
had.
just know 1, 2, 3. That's all I know.
The first
I
one,
don't
number
know
one.
where they did it. So
Number one,
the first one.
and it was yeah, that one was pretty special too, and that's one of my more modern ones. Those those are a few to name.
Oh. All right. Sorry, got distracted from the TV.
No, that's all right.
What are some of your favorite companies all time? There's smaller ones in the indies. There's even slightly bigger, but not very big, like Ring of Honor and TNA and all that stuff. And then you got the
Um,
big ones like AEW, WWE, WCW. What is some of your favorite companies that you watched?
that I watched growing up. I was a WWE kid. I didn't get to appreciate WCW until after it had closed. I was always on
Yeah.
that side of the war, but you know, I was also watching whatever little ECW I could get my hands on back then.
Right.
But then, you know, they did all those documentaries, and a lot of those guys came over to the WWE, so I would get to know them, and you know, having a little bit of doing a little bit of my homework, you know, I just grew to really like WCW more so the older stuff. The later years were, you know, not my favorite, but
Mm-hmm.
um, um, I mean, I have a six-sided ring, so I think it's fair to say I'm a TNA fan.
Yeah.
So I was watching TNA pretty early. Uh, um, I I do enjoy some Ring of Honor. I mean, I watch pretty much whatever I can get my hands on. Japanese, uh, Lucha Libre, um, you know, PWG. I'll try to get some of those DVDs if I can get my hands on it. Couple of feds on YouTube that you know, like MLW. Ooh, NWA Power. If I can get my hands on it, I'll watch that too.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm kind of all over the place. I like
Yeah,
watching it all. Yeah.
exactly. I try to watch it all, but I'm more of an AEW guy.
Oh,
I
and
grew up on
AEW too.
WWE
Mhm.
because that's all that was around when I was a kid.
Sure.
I would have loved to have been a part of the Monday Night Wars. I probably would have been WCW,
Hey, that's cool.
but I don't. I'm
I, I,
younger, so I didn't really see it. So,
fair
but
enough.
what's your favorite show right now? There's Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AW. Got a few shows.
Uh,
Impact,
my favorite weekly show is Dynamite.
Dynamite.
I feel like that's the only one I watch live. The other ones
Same.
I record them all, but Dynamite
Yeah.
for whatever reason, I always watch Dynamite. I like Dynamite. I like AEW too. So, Rampage, I'll try to catch it. I do record it, but I
Yeah.
don't often get to watch it live. So I'll make a night of it. I'll watch SmackDown and AEW a little later on in the night, um,
Hmm.
after I put my daughter to sleep.
Yeah. So you mentioned some of your favorite matches, and there's some big moments in those matches. So,
hmm
what is your favorite moments that you've seen?
Ooh. Um, dang. Like that I seen live, or
Or just seen on a screen, seen in person, wherever?
I'm gonna give you two, and they involve the same wrestler. One that I got to see live was Hardy take the spear off the ladder from WrestleMania
Oh, wow.
17. That moment
Yeah.
will forever, live in my head. The one moment that I had tickets to go see and I was unable to go to due to an undisclosed reason, but I
Hmm.
watched it from my phone, was when Edge came back in the Rumble.
Wow.
And I that literally gave me like goosebumps and chills and all this all these emotions hit me at once. Like I'm happy to see that he's back, but oh my God, I can't believe I'm not there to see it. And it was I was getting hit on both sides. It's a very strange sensation. So those are the first two that kind of come to mind. But oh man, there's been tons. I mean,
Right.
when Eddie passed and when Owen passed, those were big moments too. And
Yeah.
that one hit me pretty hard, and I was crying like a baby when it happened too. So that those are some of the bigger like impactful things that I can remember.
Yeah. Those are great answers. That would have been, I would have probably been crying watching Edge if I knew I had tickets. So,
Oof, man,
so
I'm not
but
over
I
that one yet.
understand stuff happens. So,
Yeah,
so you said you were a Shawn Michaels kid growing up. What are some of
absolutely.
your other favorite guys or gals?
Gals, I gotta say, Sasha. Sasha doesn't get a lot of love on the internet, but I'm a big Sasha
Yeah.
fan, especially lately. But go get your money, go out there. Everybody else leaves and comes back a bigger star. Why can't you?
Right.
Uh, you know, um, just go out there and get your money, become a bigger star, and then come back. That's what's gonna happen. Or go to AEW. It doesn't matter, But I'm a big
Right.
fan of hers. I think her work rate's really great, and she doesn't get enough credit. Um, but let's see. But growing up, I was a Sean guy. I enjoyed the Attitude Era, but I wasn't like I enjoyed Rock and Austin, but I wasn't. They weren't my guys. I guess
Hmm.
I leaned more on Triple H, especially like before he turns on DX. So like leader of DX, Triple H, like right after Shawn, like 98, 99. I was
Uh-huh.
really big on Triple H back then. Um, I was big into the Hardys. I was big into Edge. Um, I like uh, Kenny Omega. Um, let's see, I'm kind of looking at my roster here just to kind of get some more ideas. I'm kind of drawing a blank. Um, I wasn't a Brett guy growing up, but I appreciate Brett now more than
Yeah.
ever. Eddie, Brian Danielson. Uh,
Hmm.
Within the last couple of years, I'd say Cody as well as somebody that I've grown to really enjoy and root for.
Yeah, those are all future Hall of Famers or Hall of Famers right now. So
Yeah.
yeah. So you mentioned a lot of pay-per-views you went to and you saw live. Some of those pay-per-views had some huge storylines
Hmm.
going into them. What are some of your favorite storylines?
Well, that Rock Austin Limp Bizkit music video that's still shared to this day, that's got to be one of the
Yeah,
biggest things I think. And then also the Shawn Undertaker storyline was a big one
yeah,
too.
that was.
But ooh, let's see. I was uh, I was at the No Mercy 2005. That's Eddie versus Batista, which is Eddie's last pay-per-view.
Oh wow,
Um, so I'd say that story. I always think of that match too. I think that was like something like 12 days before he passed away or something. It was only a matter of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I think it was.
wow, great.
Yeah, they did like a whole birthday thing too. They brought out like a birthday cake after the pay-per-view wrapped for Eddie. It was really bizarre. Um, uh, Big moments, man. Yeah, kind of drawing a blank, but those are definitely the big ones that
Yeah.
I can think of. Yeah.
So you mentioned you went to WrestleMania 17 and 25. What
Hmm.
are some of your other favorite pay-per-views that you've seen? Could be from anywhere.
Um, so AEW is yet to do a Texas pay-per-view, at least over
Mhm.
here in Houston. So that'd be great if they did. I'd definitely go to that.
Yeah.
Um, I've been to one TNA pay-per-view back in like 2008. It was a long time ago. And that was a blast. Uh, been to only one Rumble. Not the one I missed, obviously, but there was a previous one
Right.
I had gone to. I think it's the one where Orton goes over. It's like 2017, 16, something like that. It was in San
Yeah.
Antonio, I think. So I went to that one. It's always fun to go see a Rumble.
Yeah. That's all right. Those are always. I can't wait for the one this year. Hopefully Cody comes in and wins it.
That's what I'm hoping for.
So you mentioned a lot of tag teams earlier. You got
Mhm.
your tag champs right now. I forget who are your tag team champions right now.
Lucha Bros.
The Lucha Bros are your champions. Who are your favorite tag teams in wrestling?
Steiners, Rockers, Hardys, Heart Foundation. As big of a Edge fan as I am, Edge and Christian, I wouldn't put them in my top 10, but they're probably in my, I don't know, top 20. Um, Lucha Bros, the Bucks, I really enjoy all of them. Motor City Machine Guns.
Mm-hmm.
I was an America's Most Wanted fan from back in the day in TNA. Um, let's see, I know there's got to be someone else. The Shield. I was a fan of the Shield.
Shield, yep. That's a good one. So you got your custom titles from I forget Billy or something like that.
Yeah,
What
Bad
are your
Billy J
favorite?
belts.
Yeah, I wanna go through him one day, but kind of on the low on money. So, but what are your favorite championship designs or championship runs or championship wins that you can think of?
Um, Designs. I'm a fan of the Eagle belt, the
Mm-hmm.
88, to 98 run. That's probably my all-time favorite belt. Kind of a mark for the NWA title too. So the
Yeah.
NWA title is a beautiful belt, 10 pounds of gold. The IC title from the late 90s, early 2000s, the purple strap. And then of the modern day, it's funny. I don't really care for the WWE title, but I always enjoyed the UK Championship. I thought that was a pretty looking belt.
Yeah.
Um, and the AEW Championship is a really big and beautiful, impressive looking thing. So I like that belt too.
Yeah.
And just for the hell of it, the old school X Division title from the early TNA days was also one of my favorite belts.
Yeah.
Beer Money, yes, Beer Money is another great one. Thank you, MCW. Beer Money was another great tag team. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. Yep. So, any championship wins or defenses, championship runs that you remember that you just loved?
Uh, the Sean 1996 run was hit me right at the. It was the perfect age. So that's to me, that's my favorite definitive from WrestleMania to Survivor Series run. I mean, he was having some pretty great matches with guys that during a time that nobody was really watching WWE as much as they do now, or even did back then, before then, because the attention was kind of leaning towards all the great stuff that WCW was doing. But Sean's '96 run is always a special one. AJ's WWE title run was a really fun. His first one that lasted a couple of months. That was a really good one. Gosh, yeah, I can't really.
Yeah, you're fine, man.
Yeah.
Kind of hard doing an interview and answering stuff that you aren't familiar and don't know what you're gonna get thrown at you. But you're good. Whatever comes off the top of your head is a great answer to me. So,
Cool.
you're showing one figure right there. What are some of your other favorite figures that you have in your collection?
So I was always partial. Funny enough that he's right next to me, but this Cody was a really great Cody, and I had
I love that Cody.
Really great time animating him. I currently, if you guys watch my my ladies Rumble, what number was she? Number one. The number one entry in the ladies Rumble is absolutely fantastic. She's my new favorite female figure, I just had a complete blast with the posing and stuff like that. I don't want to get too deep into it without spoiling anything.
Can I give a guess on it?
Absolutely, go ahead. And I could tell you off air if you're right or wrong.
Is it Shotzi?
It is. I'll confirm it because I don't have Shotzi. No, it isn't Shotzi. I will say it's an AEW figure.
Oh, it's an AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, that's kind of surprising.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. Because
they get so loose and they're not that great. I don't think. I really want to throw half my AEW figures, like my Scorpio Sky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised I still have him. He's just his legs are so fucked. I can't pose him, so that's why he's not in my Fed so much, because he's just a crappy figure in my opinion.
He's funny enough, the lower half of my Scorpion is actually the lower half to my Nick Gage custom. So he's very limited. So yeah, not my favorite. Some great guesses on the chat there. I can't confirm, but thank you, Tatum. And I am on YouTube, AOPW_figures on YouTube. It used to be Basement Tape Wrestling or BTW Network, but it's all AOPW now, just to keep it under the same banner.
Yeah.
Yeah, AEW figures. Not the best, but there are some good ones in there. And
the Supremes. They got their feet problems, but I think that Cody is insanely great.
Absolutely. And it comes with so many options. I don't have the Omega or Alistair yet, but those first two Supremes are pretty legit.
Yeah. So we'll see if I guess right. I won't post it or anything, or maybe I will. But AEW figure is kind of surprising. I'm excited to use my Shotzi one day, so she looks great. So that's why I guessed her.
I need to get my hands on that one. I kind of missed it during the sale. I needed to beef up on my roster, and I might have to.
That was crazy.
Oh my god, it was ridiculous.
I wish I had more money. I would have just.
Same.
I would have dropped a lot to get a huge, bigger roster, but I did spend $60 on a set of AEW figures I didn't have. So
that's cool.
That's a pretty good deal.
That's a really good deal, yeah.
We'll get moving on here. So you said you were an Attitude Era kid, or you were a fan of the Attitude Era? I don't know how old you are, but what is your favorite era in wrestling?
Um,
PG era.
yeah, probably not the PG era. That's when I kind of started watching it more religiously again. I picked it up again. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of like I kept up with it, but I wasn't watching
Yeah.
every Raw or SmackDown. It was around 2014 that I kind of picked it up again and started watching it more religiously. But I would say my favorite era was probably anything from Ruthless Aggression up until maybe like 2010. So that's what, maybe like a 7 year range. I think like so '04 to '10, which I think is still technically Ruthless Aggression era. Some of the like they were really putting in the emphasis on wrestling. Guerrero,
Mm-hmm.
we don't really shine a light on Benoit, but the guy
Yeah.
was going,
Yeah.
him and Angle had some ridiculous matches.
Yeah.
I don't support Benoit in any way moving forward, but the guy put out, and I enjoyed it when it was out there. So,
Yeah.
it's out there in the universe.
Yeah.
But even if you erase Benoit from everything, everybody else was still putting up the work. Like Jericho, Shawn
Yeah.
came back during that time. Triple H was the guy on top, and he was having crazy rivalries with a bunch of people. Um, yeah, so I would say Ruthless Aggression, and even that was the rise of Cena and
Mm-hmm.
Batista and Evolution. Oh man, it was a great time.
Yeah. Yeah. I absolutely agree on that one. So, but before we move on, I do want to say if you guys got questions, there is a little question mark thing down here that you can put your questions in and we can try to answer them at the end. But we're kind of getting short on time. AOPW said he had to do stuff soon, so we got almost done, but we'll try to go a little faster. But what's your favorite part about fedding right now? Ugh.
Uh, my favorite part of pig feeding is the format. Like how I can take a picture. Okay, so like a match, I, every post it only allows you 10 slides,
Yeah, that sucks.
which sucks because that means if you're going to put out a good match, it's probably going to be a couple of posts.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, that equals to 40 slides. Maybe you do 4 posts. But really, that was like 120 photos, and I've condensed them into collages, and
Yeah.
you figure out what I call the ad break. You make it all the way to the 10th one. I was like, all right, well, this is the commercial period. When I come back on the next post, it's got to be a dynamic photo, and that's what excites me. Is like, okay, how am I going to get somebody to draw them in and hope that maybe even if they don't scroll through the other 9 posts, can I get them to enjoy this one thing? Like, this is what AOPW is all about in this one shot. And if you scroll through the rest, you might enjoy it too. But if I only have you for this one moment, it's got to mean something. So that's the first post. That kind of stuff, though. It as I'm filming, I'm constantly thinking, and then there's some times where I was like, oh man, I I have to like cut stuff out of matches because of like it just doesn't fit, like in the spacing of like because the next slide is supposed to be the slide where it's the next start, and I'm not going to start it with an armbar or a wrist lock. It's got to be something a little more dynamic, or at least important to the story. If it's a rest hold, maybe it's a cool over the ring shot from above, or maybe the referee at like it. So that kind of stuff is what I look at, and that's what excites me about it, because it's almost like I'm not just randomly putting it out there, and that's what takes me so long. If I'm posting something, it was carefully thought through, whether you like the result or not.
Yeah.
I get a lot of that too, but it was put together with carefulness, and like in my Rumble, for instance, not all of the next posts will be the next person coming out. Some of it is, and some of them will be maybe a wide shot of, all right, these are all the guys or gals that are left in the match. And, here you go. Here's the shot of that. Or maybe it's a surprise entry, and I want that to be forward in the front so you guys know, hey, look who I got that showed up on this, So
Right.
those kind of things is what kind of motivates me to uh, keep on doing this.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way for the commercial breaks. I just do my matches, put them in order for my fetting part
Hmm.
or the pig fetting part. And I just never thought of it like that way. But this one's just a little tiny thing I want to get done quickly, get done in a few hours, get posted, just add more stuff. But I will probably think about that more just because of what you said there. So
Yeah,
I
let me know
appreciate
how.
that.
Let me know if you see a difference or if it even helps. And maybe it doesn't work out for you. Maybe it's not your flavor of ice cream. And that's
Yeah.
what I love about this is like everybody has their own different ways, and if it works for you, cool. If it doesn't, hey, maybe it works for someone else.
Yeah, exactly. So you mentioned that sale earlier,
Hmm.
which was a crazy, crazy sale. Went on for weeks. If
Hmm.
you didn't get anything from it, then that's your loss. So, but what are some of your other figures that you're wanting?
Oh, on my radar, and this one isn't really even that hard to get. I just haven't gotten around to pulling the
Yeah.
trigger on it. Uh, I was a fan of the polka dot Dusty, and they came out with that WrestleMania Elite. So I want that one just for
Uh-huh.
my collection, not necessarily for the Fed. Um, but um, I want that Omega Supreme, that Alistair
Yeah.
Supreme. Those guys are definitely. Hopefully, I can come around to getting those soon. Um, the Lashley with the red tights. That's also kind of calling my name right now. Uh, those are. I think those are the only guys at the moment. But
Yeah.
if I could have it all, I would.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. My number one, if I see it in stores, I'm grabbing it. Is the Ultimate Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah,
That's the one I'm.
yeah,
That's the one I want most. If
yeah.
I see it, I'm grabbing it.
No,
If
that's a
I don't have
must.
any money in my account, I'm going to use the credit card. That's the
That
one I'm
that one
definitely grabbing.
that is a must. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Forgot about that one.
So so there's people want to change stuff about themselves, change their situations and everything. What are some things you want to change in your pick fed if there's anything that you do want to change? Could
Always.
be yeah,
Uh, a bigger table.
bigger table. Yeah.
So TWF, who built his a
Yeah, that
beautiful set, built my set
yeah.
too, and he's
Oh.
like, "All right, man, you want it the same size as mine?" And I was like, "No, that's ridiculous. I don't need it like that big. Build me a smaller one." One of my biggest regrets, because I was like, "Oh!" It's like, and he went. He's got the new extreme set background. I was like, I
Oh
couldn't. I
yeah.
I, I can barely fit this sucker that's back here.
Yeah.
So I shot myself on the foot on that one. So a bigger set, obviously, I could always bigger, brighter lighting.
Yeah.
Those are always, I can always, I always want to tweak it and make it look nicer for people to. I'd hate to put something out and it look, like blurry or muffled. It's like,
Yeah. Took
hey,
it
that's
on an iPhone 1.
exactly. I don't, I want people to kind of look at it and be able to, like, oh, that looks like this thing, and look at this arena. It looks almost like the real thing. It's
Right.
like being in the real thing. Like that.
Right. I mean that's what it's that's what pick fetting is. You want to make your toys look like they're alive. So
Absolutely.
you want to have good pictures, good everything. So
Hmm.
I understand. I just had little black backgrounds, and now I got a whole printout. So
That thing looks. Yours looks really good.
I appreciate that. I'm actually working on another one back there. We'll try to show it off here in this video. Normally do because I ask if you could show it off later on, but we can wait on that. But oh, well, actually, that is my next question here on the list.
Oh,
Is your arena? I wanted to ask about your arena. If you could show that off and talk about how. Well, you did say Texas Wrestling Federation made it for you, so
yes. Okay.
you want to talk more about that and show off the arena?
All right, guys. I'm gonna show you guys the arena. The thing is, it's a little messy. So I just finished filming my Rumble, and I am a slob. I am a tornado when I'm filming, and then when I finish, I put everything back together. But I just finished last night, and I didn't clean up. So I will show you guys just a brief look at what it could be. But here is the arena. So you can see.
Oh wow, I like you actually got a top to yours. That's really cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll definitely show you that. So these were the original lights I was using, which kind of gives like a warm light.
Hmm.
Then later, I found these brighter ones, and then I have these LED that change colors. And
Yeah.
then eventually, I got this circular one, which provides the majority of my lighting to the center of the ring. And yeah, here's some of the mess that I'm dealing with that I haven't cleaned up my old cup of hands, my cup of belts. Here's all the wiring.
Yeah.
Um,
Kind
my
of got mine hidden now with my new.
my Sean
I would
Shine.
show my other thing, but I haven't worked on it, and I kind of got the Riot card set up over there, and I kind of
Ah,
don't want to ruin any of the surprise for the upcoming stuff, so I don't
don't
want to
worry.
show those off right now. But
Fair
yeah, I'll
enough.
stand up, get a better view. I am. You just said yours was a little small. I am on a ping pong table,
Ah,
so it's a pretty decent size. So
yeah, I'm gonna
that's
table
it.
to.
Right now it's just cardboard, but
Oh,
I have these lights hang up. I got it at Walmart for like $15, and
sweet.
they have changed about everything. Light difficulties I had. I was using like three of these
Hmm.
things. They worked good, but like here, I'll turn the light off. Like you can see the difference there.
Yeah,
This one little light is massive.
you
Then I got
need a
this.
overhead light for sure.
Yeah, crazy. I was like, put it up. It's like, I doubt it makes that much difference. Whole place is lit up now. I don't even think I need these side lights. So yeah, I do have those strip lights things that you got up in your air.
That
I
looks
had
great.
them up in the air there, but they fell, and I was like, F it. I
No,
got these little lights here.
so I've actually seen those at Walmart. How do you like those?
They're just, how do I like them or light them?
How do you like them?
I I think they're pretty great. I think they give off. I did use them like at the very beginning when I started my pick fed. I got them so it matched like because I didn't have like a big screen
Hmm.
to show off the entrance thing,
Hmm.
so I just used their color theme. Like for Brock Lesnar, I had the red lights on and had them come out like that. But I think they're great. I don't think. Well, they do. If you checked out my Cody return, they really show
They
off.
pop out.
Yeah, they really pop. But I think it was more the lights on the
Mm.
in the crowd that did most of the work. But I think they work pretty great. Um, the one light I do want, I saw someone had that had like some looked like the old Impact Spiral thing, like the tunnel
Oh,
light, and it
yeah,
looks
yeah.
crazy. I don't know if everyone's seen that, but that thing is crazy looking, and I kind of want to get those and put in my tunnel. So, but I don't know where the hell they are, and I don't really have $40 to $50 to just waste
Spend
on
on lights.
lights. I'd rather get like two figures or something. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's my setup there.
No,
Yeah,
that rules.
yeah. But yeah, we'll move on here. So we've talked a lot about wrestling, but what made you fall in love with wrestling? What is your first memory that said, yes, I'm going to dedicate all my life to wrestling and being a fan of it?
Um, I've been watching it since I was a baby, like a literal baby. They had me in the my little rocker, and my other family members would watch it, and
Yeah.
Hogan and Warrior. I've watched that on VHS like a million times, and I was a baby when that match happened, but even as a little kid, I remember I would go back and rewatch that one over and over and over again. So I don't know. I guess I'm a byproduct of the Hulkamania era, and that's what probably attracted me to wrestling. And then once
Mm-hmm.
I got there, it was, that's when the new gen, I guess, started, and
Yeah.
Shawn, Diesel, Taker, and Brett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. There's a lot of stuff that I can say that I hate about pig betting.
Hmm.
I don't know if you have any hates, but hate is a big, strong word. But what are some of your least favorite part about doing all this?
Um, when I have something posed exactly how I want it, and I'm about to take a picture and it falls. That's
Yeah.
I hate that. Or I'm doing really good in a match. I can't find my charger, and my phone is minutes away from dying. I was like,
Oh,
oh.
yes, yes, yes.
But
Mine
yeah.
feels like it sucks the battery out of it. I've only took like 3 photos. I swear. I look on my start charging. I look. God dang! I took over 100. But my least favorite, I have to say, is the refs. They're just so hard to put in there and pose around, and they just don't stand. This is my third body for Sarge because I spiked him on the ground one time.
Mm.
So I had to get another body, and then I got this other one, which matches his original body more than the AEW. So
Mhm.
I have to say refs, just having them in the background is just makes me
Yeah.
mad. So
Yeah. I cheat.
yeah,
I put
nice.
them in the I put it in the wide shot, I'll pose them in the wide shot like that. And
Yeah,
then if I'm filming on the inside, I just take him out of the ring. I film everything
right.
in the ring. And when it's time for the pin, I'll make sure to put him coming from an angle that he could have maybe been at. And then we won't see you for another couple of falsies and then the finish.
Right, right. I try to do that, but I like to have it look like
Like it's always there. Like he's
moving
always,
around, yeah. And it seems like your ring's a little bit smaller than mine since
it is.
it's a can't even think of the shape right now, but you know what shape it is.
Yeah, the
But
hexagon.
I do want one of those, but they're
It's
so
cool, but
cool.
it's cool, but mine is small. So,
Yeah. I'm using not the scale ring over in my other
mhm.
show, so I might think about getting one of those or making ones, but yeah.
Oh, cool.
But I got a lot of plans for that. But how would you? This is probably for some people that are starting up. You might have given some of this advice to your friend that has his Bible of pig fetting. But how would you help someone start a pig fed? Yeah,
Um, I always say lighting. If lighting is very important, whatever you can get your hands on, if it's your grandparents' old lamp or whatever, like lighting is always key. Because at the end of the day, if they can't see what you're doing, that you know, if you're really wanting to try to take on pick fed as best as you can, I would say lighting is number one, and posing. You know, um,
mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to move these figures. They're articulated for a reason. Do the best you can to shape them into what they're supposed to look like. Oftentimes, if I'm using, for instance, this Rumble I just filmed, there's a couple of people that I've never used before, and I was like, oh crap. I don't know. I know they're finishers maybe, but I don't know what other moves that they do. I'll look up,
Right.
just this as an example, Pentagon Junior's top 10 moves, and I'll
Yeah,
look
I
at
do
like,
that every.
yeah, it's
I do
helpful.
it
It's
all
there.
the time.
It helps because A, oh, cool, that's what they do. And also B, what does that look like? And what photo am I going to use to illustrate, the sling blade or the backstabber?
Yeah.
Do the
Yeah.
best that you can to make it look like the thing that it's supposed to look like. Oh, like a Texas. Yes, yes, you show me the lights. I already did the tour. I already put you over, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. You missed it, man. But yeah, I always got to go. I normally go the slowest motion on one video every time. I know how it goes every time, but
Sure.
I got to watch it every time. And it's the whisper in the winds of Jeff Hardy. I can never, it's just like, how does he do this? And then I got to watch it real slow and I got to go pose it. And it's just something I got to do every time. I see it a million times. I do it a million times, but I have to watch a video each time I do it. Just something.
Oh, you know what?
Something
Texas just reminded me of something. When you mentioned things that I hate putting together stages.
Oh,
And
wow. Really?
here, I'll show you guys. This is my Rumble stage. It's nothing impressive. It's very simple. It's basic, but
Hey,
you
whatever
know, it's
works.
it's the thought that counts.
Right. Yeah. You had that. I can't remember. You had a weird rectangle. No, not rectangle. Some shape. I can't think of my shapes today. A hexagon or something like that entrance that I liked.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I got that at Hobby Lobby. It's like a planting, um, like decoration or something like for like an
Yeah.
outdoor patio. I was like, ooh, it's a little shorter. I wish it was bigger. The
Yeah.
wrestlers actually, some wrestlers can't actually go through it, so their shots are always usually like
Like
after
right
this. Yeah,
after.
exactly.
Yeah. So the next two questions I'll just kind of combine into one.
Okay.
So a lot of us got processes. Texas has his book. I have a book here.
Mhm.
You kind of said it a while ago. You did your sheets, but what are your processes to make up your show, and how do you plan it all out?
Uh, Spreadsheets. I am a absolute lunatic with I will I'll write out like the next 3 months worth of like, okay, this is where I want to go. Like right now I already have All Out Mania 5 written. I don't have it filmed, but I know where I'm going with it. So that's in April.
Exactly.
So and man, that thing is constantly changing, sometimes daily.
Uh, oh yeah,
Um,
I try to do that in here to write out my pay-per-view match cards, and
yeah,
yeah,
it
I just
never
put a
works.
note in there that said it's gonna change, so
Exactly.
just to remind myself.
I I originally I was gonna do a one night. Now it's a 2 night mania. At one point I had it down as a 3 night. I was like, we're not doing that. Cut back down. So I cut it back down. It's gonna be a 2 night.
Mm,
And for me, you mentioned something of what do I hate about pick fetting. I forgot to mention the one of the worst things for me is if I post too much, I get flagged by Instagram and locked out of my account for about 24 hours.
what?
So that happened to me at the last year's Rumble. I did this. I did a 7 match card, including 3 Rumbles, a tag Rumble, a women's Rumble, and the main event Rumble.
Jesus Christ!
So I was like, yeah, this is gonna be great. I get to the main event. I get to post the first post, and then I'm locked out. I'm like, oh no. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do? I'm freaking out. I'm like, what the heck am I gonna do? Like, and then eventually I write up on it like, I have to wait till tomorrow to do it. Like 24 hours on the dot, and then I posted the rest.
Wow, really?
So now, yeah, and I mean, and I also had to cut down on how long matches can get. I still have my long ones, but you know,
All right.
if it's one of the earlier matches on the show, chances are that match won't be as long as the next one. So they kind of like I play around with that format too. I have to keep that in mind as well. But for me, what I'm doing now for my big pay-per-views is Wednesday will be what I call the pre-show, but really that's the longest match in the middle of the card that I want to give as many slides as possible without it affecting the rest of the card. So say I have this
Huh.
banger intercontinental title match and it's gonna rock, but I don't want to cut down because I'm like, no, I want this one to be 6 posts long. I put that in what I call the pre-show, so that'll be the first match I show. And then Friday I do, um, you know, the opener, the middle, and then I'll have a highlight match at the end of the card. And then on Saturday I'll do the main event on its own. That way,
Oh,
I no interruptions. I can go as long as I need to, and so really, my shows are now cut into 3 days where I put a really good opener. You get the rest of the show the next day, and then on Saturday or Sunday, you get the main event by itself.
huh, I never knew that. I never knew there was a limit on Instagram you could post in a day.
It didn't used to be that way, but they started dinging me for that a couple times. I was like, okay,
Huh.
well, I don't want to get interrupted like in the middle of an exciting match, and then all of a sudden I can't do. I don't want people to like lose interest. I want to keep them like enthralled as we're going. So I'd rather cut the card up in days than to cut up a match in days.
Yeah, I get that. But great, great. You figured that out and you got it working for you. So I think we had one question.
Oh,
MCW PickFeds asked you write your episodes.
I do. I do write them. I write them and I print them, rewrite them and I reprint them. I, I make most of my logos, but I don't make all of them. I've made most of them, but I think W3A helped me with a couple of those. But I've done the majority of them. Uh, and yeah, it's all done through Excel in one form or another. And I love writing it. I mean, for as many hours as I've spent filming, I've probably spent more rewriting and writing and I'll write down my mock next 3 shows. There's no telling that that's exactly what it's going to look like, but at least I have a template of like, okay, well, things will definitely change, but that stuff
Right.
is just as fun for me as writing it as it is doing it.
Mm-hmm. Well, if anyone in here has questions, I know you got to go real soon, so try to get these in quickly. He's a
Protectionist rated, yeah. Yes, I try not to tell anybody what's going on. Very, I don't show my face. I try not to give out too many spoilers, and I try to work the boys. AOPW, Christian. Oh. Do I like Mattel figures better than Jazzwares from WWFF Picks? First of all, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Um, I will say yes. I think I do like them better, but I'm also more familiar with them. I have a
right.
lot of the AEW figures, and there's some that are really great. Again, this Cody from earlier, I absolutely
Yeah,
love.
that one's
Uh, they nailed it on all the Codys, to be honest. If you can get your
yeah.
hands on any Cody, it doesn't matter if it's the first one or the Supreme. They're all fantastic. Um, but yes, at the moment, I will say Mattel a little over on Jazzwares. They still got a little bit of work to do, but
Yeah.
there are some Jazzware figures that I do like, and as I mentioned earlier in the interview, so I'm hopeful. I don't want anybody to fail because I want more
Exactly.
figures. So
Right. Exactly. So, you recently posted this, and it recently just came out. I think it's MLW, just came out with
yes.
some figures. What are your thoughts on those?
So I actually got sent that a couple of times by a couple different people, and I knew that pre-sale was coming in today, and I completely forgot about it. Um,
Uh,
I'm excited.
I think you're cutting out.
Okay, sorry, I got the low battery
Oh,
Iggy.
oh no.
um, um, uh, what was the question? I'm sorry.
The
The MLW.
MLW. What are
MLW.
your thoughts?
I'm excited to see the Fatu,
Mhm.
Hammerstone. I am a little curious about the scaling. I understand that they're all different companies. They're all going to come and make their own
Yeah,
sizes. They don't all have to be Mattel size.
yeah. Would
Everybody
be
has
nice,
their
but
own formula. It'd be nice, but I mean, that's just how it is. But certain people like Fatu, I expect him to be a little larger. So I hope that he is a sizable figure, at least in comparison to the other MLWs. If you give me that, I'll be happy because I have the that Wave One with Hoovy and Taya, and they're great figures. I love them. They were on the shorter side, but they're
uh-huh.
luchadors, so I was able to kind of forgive it, and I don't mind it. But with someone like Fatu, if Fatu is smaller than say Cody, my Cody figure, I'd have a hard time working him into the Fed. Just maybe I'd have it just as a collector's piece,
Yeah,
but I really hope that scale is the bigger guys and gals come out bigger. So that's what I'm hoping for. But they look great. I'm excited
yeah.
for them. They
I
articulations look
agree on
great.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like Supreme Ultimates for $40. They're not. I mean, they don't come with very many accessories,
No.
but for the first line, I think that's not a bad price.
Not really. Yeah,
And
and they have shoulder. They have butterfly
butterfly joints.
articulation.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's a pack for just the belts. So
yeah.
yeah, it
That one.
looks.
Interesting. I may have to get those. I don't know yet.
I'm for sure getting Fatu.
Fuck yeah.
I am unsure. I may get Hammerstone. I'm still working on it. It's not going to be this paycheck though.
Yeah. Fatu might be in my books just to throw him into the bloodline, but I don't know.
Great.
I'm not a huge MLW fan. I don't really know
Hmm.
very much about them, so I'm not like, oh my god, I gotta have those. So, but
Understandable.
another guy asked about the Impact figs. Now, those are something I'm a little more interested in because
Yes.
I think one was a moose. One was Moose, was it not?
Yes. It's Moose. It's
Eddie Edwards.
Eddie.
And,
It's
yeah,
Jordan Grace, and I think Ponderosa.
yeah. I mean, that Moose, I think, is like a guarantee you have to get. It's
Absolutely.
kind of like the Ultimate Brock to me, honestly.
Yeah.
If I ever saw that in stores, I'm like, yep, that's just
That one I'm a little more comfortable with probably trying to do the whole wave. I think that one would be a good one to
yeah,
have. Uh,
exactly.
and then if we can get to Motor City Machine Guns, I would not be mad at that. So
I want to make customs of those so bad, but I
same,
just can't.
same.
I feel like the head's just so big on
Yeah,
anything, but or the prices on them too, because people want a huge amount of monies for an old figure that's not worth it.
it isn't. Yeah.
So I'm not going to use that figure. I just want the head. But I guess we got another question here. I don't know if he's really wants you to answer, but what's your dream Christmas bash match?
Um, hmm. Uh, I do actually have one. I'm not gonna tell him.
All right.
Because I want to try to make it happen for 25. So
Oh, wow.
I got
Yeah.
one for you, TWF. You just can't know it
Well,
yet.
any more questions, guys? We got answer now. Can we get a match type at least for it?
It's a one-on-one. It's not
One
a
on one.
stipulation type match. It'll
No
be a
stipulation.
championship match.
Championship.
Um,
Oh,
I can't, and that's why I can't say because it'll spill the beans on my future plans.
exactly.
So,
Exactly.
and as we already
But,
said, I'm protectionist.
exactly. Yeah. So, any more questions, anyone? I just want to thank you for joining this while we wait for some more questions. But also, I can't remember his name and I'd have to log back in. But you guys know who won the giveaway. He's getting this Supreme Cody. I had over 100 people enter that. So congrats to, I think it was CF something one, something like that. So he won. Sorry, Texas. I know you really wanted it. It's hard to get down there, you said. So, but I really appreciate you doing this, starting off my year huge with this. Get to know that Fed. Oh man, I'm supposed to announce the next one, but I'm totally blanking on who it is. I was so excited to have AOPW on here. I think it's. Oh man, I feel like an asshole, but I don't think he's in this chat. If you're in here, announce yourself that you're the next one. I don't think he's in here, but I will post about it next, probably tomorrow or tonight, like normal. But congrats to that guy, whoever it was. CF won something. I'm just blanking all now. I'm just having AOP as W in here is great. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping to get some more. Not saying that you're not a big name, you are one of the top guys, but I'm wanting to get some more big guys. I did post about this earlier of some guys I want on here. I don't know if you could help try to get these guys. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
some of
yeah,
the
it depends.
bigger names like NLW, WSC, MDT. I doubt would ever do this, but someone like he's the elite guy. I can't think of his name. He's great. He's got a bunch of followers. Elite something. I can't think of his name. But
Yeah, I mean, if it's someone I might be able to talk to or try to see if I can. And also, man, it doesn't hurt to ask them either.
Yeah.
Just slide into those DMs.
Yep. I'm definitely going to do that more. But yeah, I appreciate you
Yeah, thanks,
and
man.
everyone that watched. Giveaway winner. Hopefully he messaged me. Hopefully he's in America, or hopefully he can pay for shipping, because I already spent an arm and a leg on this figure. But yeah, thanks. Oh, there he is. The CFC1 is the winner. He's in the chat. Text us if you want to yell at him for stealing your figure. You can right now. But thanks for doing this. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Texas was a former guest. If you guys want to go back and watch his interview, HOF was my first guest, so you have to really scroll down and go watch his. But yeah, I really appreciate you doing this, and kind of went over your time here, but I just want to shout out everyone, and just hopefully this Get to Know the Fed grows even more.
Yeah, man, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and hopefully maybe down the line we could do it again sometime. And yeah,
Absolutely.
man, best of luck with the show, dude. It's a cool little format. I think it's great to kind of get more feds to talk about where they come from and where they want to go.
Yep. Absolutely. Thank you.
Peace out, man.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
So that was AOPW, everyone. If you want to be a part of this, message me. I got openings in February. HOF, Texas Wrestling Fed. If you want to do this again, I'm totally down. So I know you guys were pretty recent. I haven't done this very much, but I'd like to go. If you guys want to keep doing this, MCW, if you want to be a part of this, absolutely can get you down. I apologize to the guy that I forgot. We're going to get him in. But yeah, that will be next Monday, either 7. Thank you. Yes, I absolutely agree. But nothing can, you were always the first. No one can take that from you. So if this gets really big, you'll be down in history of the Get to Know That Feds HOF. So appreciate you, man. Appreciate Texas. Appreciate AOPW. Appreciate everyone that's still here. I appreciate you, pal, for coming in. MCW. Just, yeah, anyone hit me up. Also, I do want to do some more shout outs for my videos. So if you guys would like to do a 10-second, 30-second video shouting out your Fed commercial type stuff, I do want to do that, add to my shows. I need a lot more. I don't want to do the same ones over and over, and I wouldn't make them of your own, but I kind of want you guys to put your spin on it. So if you guys want to do that, feel free to message me. And yeah, but thanks everyone that watched. I'm going to go out and make supper. I think that's why AOPW needed to get off too. So I'm going to go do that, and appreciate you all. Bye.